Watch your step, please. Don't fall. Okay, so while they're getting seated, we're getting ready to start. Coach Helton, your comments about this evening's game.
Really good game by Ohio State. Credit Coach Meyer, his staff, and those players. I thought they played an excellent football game. We kind of shot ourselves in the foot in this game. I don't think anytime that you turn the ball over 3 times, especially 2 in the negative yardage area, you're putting a hurt on your defense, and it led to points early in the game and a separation early in the game. Got a little momentum back. With the turnover on the punt return, being able to get that in, cut it to a 3-score game, and really just challenged our team in the second half. We knew we were going to have to play pretty much perfect football, being 3 scores down. And I absolutely love the effort that the kids played with, especially defensively. I thought, you look at that offense that puts up 500 yards a game, and for them to hold them in check in the second half and really give us an opportunity to be able to try to get some points on the board. And the name of the game was, first half we had turnovers, didn't really get our run game started, and then the second half we get it down in the red zone three times and don't come away with any points, and that's the difference in the game. But credit our seniors. I can't tell you how proud I am of them for the foundation that they have laid, and I can't tell you how proud I am of the effort with the kids played with tonight.
Okay, thank you, Coach. We're going to take questions for our student athletes. We've got a question on the front, middle row, please. And if you'll just kind of hand them the microphone very quickly.
Hi, Greg Katz from USC.com. Sam, what happened on offense tonight?
Turnovers. Whenever you turn the ball over that much, it's hard to win games. I made a bad read on the pick six. Shouldn't have thrown it. Obviously, he jumped inside of the receiver right after the ball was snapped, and I didn't see him. And it was a bad play on my part. And then, the strip fumbles when I'm in the pocket, those are tough. And then, it's just little things that we're gonna. Coach said it to our whole team. If we're gonna watch the film, and one little thing is gonna make or break a whole play. I missed a couple throws too that I'd like to have back that would have switched the momentum. So just a lot of stuff where we shot ourselves in our foot.
Got a question on the aisle.
Sam, had you had to ever be that decisive before, like that quick?
They were obviously a really good defensive line. Probably the best that I've played. But our O-line, for the most part, did a really good job of picking everything up. Just missed a couple throws, like I said.
We got a question on the aisle on the right.
Sam, now that the game is over, what's the process that you'll be going through regarding your future?
Yeah, just talking to my family, talking to coaches, people who have been in my position before, and that's kind of how I'll go about it.
Got a question on the front.
Cameron, defensively, what were you guys seeing differently from Ohio State and on your end to be able to hold them in the second half?
I think differently on film that we kind of maybe assumed that they were going to do is start looking over the sideline more and start checking at the line of scrimmage, and I think we were prepared for that. But for the most part, I think they did a lot of what we saw on film, and they executed when they needed to, and putting enough points on the board.
Got a question on the aisle. You're supposed to be identifying yourself and your affiliation, please.
Chris Vanini with The Athletic. Sam, how difficult was it to get any sort of momentum? It seemed like after every big play you guys had that there was a negative play or a turnover very shortly thereafter.
Yeah, it's tough whenever, as an offense, we try to create drives, and we had the ball, like Coach said, 3 times in the red zone, and we didn't put up points. Those are tough. It's going to be hard to win ball games like that. So sometimes that's just how the game goes, and look at the film and get better.
Got a question on the aisle, right side.
Janine Edwards, ESPN. Guys, obviously not the outcome that you wanted. And Sam, how does tonight's game impact how you're going to go about debating whether you feel like you have some unfinished business for next year or what you're going to do next? How will this game impact that?
Right now I think I'm really just focused on, just hanging out with my teammates for, the next couple days and really just saying bye to the seniors because they've put together such a great season. But it's tough. I'll look at everything and make my decision after that.
Anything further for our student athletes? We got a question on the aisle left. Go ahead.
You've talked a lot about in the second half of the season the improvement, winning the Pac-12 South, winning the Pac-12. And can you hear me?
Yeah, I think we're doing student.
Yeah, we're supposed to be doing student questions for a moment. And
Never mind.
I'll be here, though, Scott.
we got a question up here. Do you have a question? Okay. Anybody else got a question for our student athletes? Last call. Okay.
Cam, it's for you. How proud were you of your defense tonight? And did you feel that your defense held in there despite the problems that the offense obviously was having its challenges?
I'm always proud of our defense. I think we prepared really well, and there comes a time in games where your back's against the wall, and I think it's our job to answer that and to get the ball back in our offense's hands. And I think for the most part we played with great energy. It's always a great time being with those guys, and I think we've developed such a great bond. So I'm very proud of them, and it is what it is. But I think we played well, and I'm happy for that part of it. But obviously, the loss is rough.
Okay, guys, we're going to let you two return to the locker room. Congratulations on a great season, and take care. Please go carefully down the steps. We don't want somebody to fall and hurt. Okay, now we'll take questions for Coach, and we'll let you ask your question if you would like, sir, now. Okay.
You talked a lot in the second half about the things that were better than last year, like winning the Pac-12 South and the Pac-12. Last year you finished third in the national rankings. You won a New Year's Day Bowl, and you won 9 straight. So can you make an equal case that maybe there wasn't the progress this year that you had last year?
I think we've had 11 wins, Scott. We've won a Pac-12 championship. We're proud of those accomplishments, but are we satisfied? No, we're not. We won't be satisfied until we win a national championship, and that'll be our goal. Like I told our seniors in the locker room, they've laid the foundation for us to move forward. They moved us forward by winning a Pac-12 championship, by having 11 wins, and they've laid the foundation for the next step, which is making it to the playoffs and winning a national championship. So proud of our seniors' accomplishments, but will not be satisfied until we win a national championship.
Question on the left.
Trojan Sports. Clay, early fourth quarter, 4th and 4 from the 10. Were you debating whether to go for it there when you ended up kicking?
No, you tried to make it a 2-score game, and I thought would give us momentum. To be honest with you, you had plenty of time left in that game, and we got the ball right back. I think there was about eight minutes and some change on the clock there. You cut it to a 2-score game. We actually got the ball back with a high 6:50, I think, was left, and that's what you wanted. At the end of the day, like I said, I thought the difference was in the game was the early turnovers that created 14 really easy points for Ohio State, not getting the run game started, and then the second half when our defense was playing so good, just not finishing in the red zone. You have a defense that holds people to 290 yards. You look up and you're putting yards all over the place. We didn't finish today, and that and the turnovers cost us.
Question on the outside right.
Clay, Bill Rabinovich from the Columbus Dispatch. 2 questions. One, you knew that Ohio State had a very good pass rush.
Yeah.
Did they do anything that you didn't anticipate? And secondly, what did you do to really shut them down offensively?
Well, I'm going to credit their defensive front is so talented, and you watch them, you see their stats on paper, you watch it on film, but till you see it in person, blown away by not only their talent but how well coached they are. We didn't have a lot of mental assignments tonight. That was just physical beats, and they did a tremendous job. And they held our run game in check. We've always had issues when our run game does not go. When it was passing situations, they got to the quarterback. I credit Sam. I told him in there to the front of the team, I thought he was a warrior tonight to get off the ground that many times and make the plays that he did. He showed his true class and character, but credit that Ohio State front. I was blown away by him tonight, and a truly talented bunch.
Question in the middle front.
Clay, Mitch Sherman from ESPN.com. The situation on the sideline, toward the sideline at the end there. What did you see, and what was your thoughts, especially about a late hit on Sam at that point in the game?
Just an unfortunate situation, and tempers are going to flare in that situation. I mean, you've got, especially when your quarterback's over there. There's nobody that's maybe more loved on this football team than Sam, and it was just in the heat of the game, both sides started some shoving and pushing, and it happens in the game. Unfortunate it happened late, but it is what it is.
We got a question on the middle right. There you go.
Chris Vanini with The Athletic. Coach, what role will you play in Sam deciding his future, and what do you think you would say to him at this point?
Sam and I will talk, and the majority of the time what I've done, I went through this situation last year with Adoree and Juju, is just to provide correct information, to provide the information of, one, where he could be drafted, two, the things that your next step moving forward, where it could be, what it could be, what could happen if you come back, what's left out there, and just be a shoulder to lean on. I've always felt when you're in this situation, just getting the correct information, like he said, whether it's from former players that have been in that situation, put them in contact with those people, NFL evaluation coming back, being able to talk to anybody he needs to get him on the phone with him. He's got all the time in the world, and right now it's just nice, like he said, just to go back and be with your buddies and kind of be with those seniors that are hurting right now. And we'll sit down. We've got plenty of time. We'll let this one sink in. This one's hurt a little bit, but we'll sit down as a family. He's a good man, and he'll make the best decision for him and his family.
We've got a question on the left side along the aisle. That's you. Yes.
Scott Wolf, LA Daily News. It seemed like the Notre Dame and Ohio State games were kind of similar in terms of the physical play. Was there something that you saw in common between those games?
I thought defensively holding him to 277 yards was really good. If you remember, Scott, that offense is one that averages over 500 yards a game, and I thought defensively did a wonderful job at being able to hold up in the trenches, and especially, in the rushing game and in the pass game. 163 yards rushing, 114 passing. So where I thought we could have been better was in the offensive front. We had some physical beats there, and like I said earlier, Scott, when you look at the difference, I really felt turning the ball over early and not scoring late was really the keys to it. But I mean, anytime you hold a team that's putting up 42 points a game and averaging over 500 yards to 277, something's going right on that defensive front. Could we have played better offensively? Yes, of course.
Okay, Coach, congratulations on a great season. We're going to let you go back to the locker room. If you want to go to the locker room, you must go out the back door and around, and you can follow them. But Coach, appreciate it.